Welcome. This video will help you better understand webinars. I am Professor Meg Downey with Bellevue College. Today, we are going to learn how to plan a webinar. Once you've determined your topic and done your introductory research, you will compile your list of attendees to send them the electronic invitation. Remember to use your networking skills and invite your contacts to the program. Your invitation will most likely be posted on multiple platforms, for instance, your company's website and social media, like LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, as well as association websites. Remember that you want to cast a large, diverse net, so you want to post it on as many platforms as possible. The goal is to send the invitation out at least 6 to 8 weeks before the event. If I expect over 500 people will attend the webinar, I would announce this event 3 months before. And then I would send timely reminders 1 month before, 1 week before, the day before. And then, of course, I always do a day of event reminder. That one is done at least an hour before the event. The videos on research and presentation skills cover some additional areas to help you with your webinar. Your speech will be contained in the notes portion of the PowerPoint slides. You will spend most of your time crafting your slides. I actually view slides as an outline of the speech because you don't put everything on your slide that you share with your audience. When creating the font and using graphics, please remember that less is more. Busy slides are difficult to read. You want to make sure that you do practice runs of your presentation. And then remember, it doesn't really make sense to animate every bullet. And when you do your practice run, you'll see that if every bullet is animated, you'll have to click 4 to 5 times simply to advance your slides. You won't want to make sure that any of your graphics or any of the images, that they are all legible. And that while they are powerful, it's your words that really make a difference. When using your graphics, you want to make sure that they too are neutral because you don't want to offend. And remember, when you're using stock photos, embrace diversity. If you're using the Zoom technology during a presentation, you'll be sharing your screen. Therefore, you don't want to put your notes in those slides. You'll want to have your notes section either printed out or you can use a different screen, not the one that you're sharing on the Zoom platform. You also can have somebody else advance your slides. And again, if you're having somebody else advance your slides, you're going to want them to do a run through because depending on your graphics, they may need to know how many times to click in case they get off track. And you always want to be prepared for the unexpected. I recommend sending your slides to the host or the conference organizers ahead of time. On many occasions, your conference planners, they will ask you for the slides at least a week in advance, and that is something you'll always want to make sure that you meet that deadline. Now, as I said, if you're having somebody in the audience, they may have special needs, and they may need to have those slides advanced as well. You might be employing an interpreter for some of your slides, because Braille might be used to translate your images. So these are things that you need to think about when you are crafting your presentation. As discussed in other best practice videos, time allocation is important. You'll always want to leave time for questioning. Just like with networking, you will have post-event follow-up. Normally, this is a thank you for attending, which includes the slides. You'll also potentially send a save the date for the next webinar. You want to make sure that your audience always feels that they've had a good event and that everything occurred smoothly. Audiences get very frustrated with technical issues, time delays, or ill-prepared presenters. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure your audience feels that they benefited. Their time was worthy by spending time with you. Now, with all of that said, I challenge you to implement some of these webinar tips that you've just learned.